I see icy fingers when it's cold outside. Anyway.
Okay.
I don't have any opening jokes. I just realized I don't have any opening jokes.
You just told one, though.
What?
The
oh,
icy
icy fingers when
thing,
it's cold?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I see dead people.
I see dead people indeed. And we have two recordings.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But even more important than that is I found something out. Would you like to know what I found out? It's about something having to do with mythology.
I'm always afraid to ask, but go ahead.
Okay. I found out that according to Greek mythology,
yes,
Chiron was half horse and half human, and he was a doctor. This made him the centaur for disease control.
Oh.
I want music, please, music.
Oh, music. The music is playing. Hello, greetings, salutations, hola, guten tag, and welcome to our little corner of the furry podiverse. I am Barely Normal, and with me, once again, is the puppety pup Tabin. How the fluff are you, Tabin the puppety pup?
I'm great, apparently. I'm puppety pup. That's all I have to say about that. And how are you, Mr. Barely? How's your week been?
My week's been... How's my week been?
I don't know. I was wondering that too.
I don't know.
You don't know.
It clearly has been uneventful. So
Okay.
knock on wood. It's not going to be eventful. So there we go. I just worked, and well, I did edit 4 podcasts this week. So
4?
There we go. Yeah.
Where's the new one coming from?
Well, no, 4. So 2 of the Pup Kink ones, and the Royal Highness, and then ours. So I edited 4 podcasts.
That's very prolific of you. How are your other podcasts going?
They're going okay. The Pup Kink one, of course, is going like gangbusters. The Royal Highness, not so much. We don't have anywhere to promote it. So
I see.
I tried to promote it on our Telegram chat today, but only one person was interested. So one fur was interested.
Well,
I was like, all right, well, here you go.
It's better than fur, I guess.
I guess it's like, here, share this out, give it away, share it away with people so people know.
Share it away.
I noticed my signs were crooked.
Uh-oh.
So, aha, ho ho ho.
Oh, Barely. Hi.
I'm barely here.
Yeah, me too. All you furs out there, we apparently don't know what's going on or what we're doing. Me? I don't have anything to... Oh, I do have something to say. Should I do that now? I mean, I guess it's in the notes.
Sure. Go ahead. Do it now.
My rant?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a rant.
All right. Let's hear the rant.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, this is when Rain was on the show. You were out, and so Rain was my co-host instead. We talked about how... so I was in the TFF chat, and they muted me for being the pup I am. So, you know, I like making furs happy. I mean, that's what I do. I like making furs happy. And one of the ways I do that is, well, I run around, I post videos, some of, you know, our videos and stuff, because, you know, furs say they like it, and I do stuff like that. Well, so they muted, like, I got muted for that, which was...
Oh, no.
Which was, yeah. So, a few weeks ago, I talked about that, and I did get unmuted, yay. But then, last night, I tried to make furs happy again. I went to, like, there wasn't even spam. I mean, sometimes I spam stickers and gifts and stuff like that. Okay, fine. But, I mean, because that's what I do. But so, last night, I really wanted to post, I even forget which video, What the Fluff Tabin, or Toast, or maybe it was the Bark in the Park. I don't know. One of the videos I wanted to post, and I wanted to share the love with every fur. And remembering that admins don't like me,
right?
I said, and I tagged admins, I'm going to post a video in 3 minutes, letting every fur know. And I tagged the admins and everything. And I figured, if no one has any objections in the next 3 minutes, nope, I get to make Fur's happy, and that's what I want to do.
Sure. Okay.
3 minutes goes by. I post the video. Then I get muted, and my video gets taken down. So it's not like I take the admins and they weren't there or something for 3 minutes, and so didn't get a chance to respond because, well, when I posted it, I got a response. So I got muted, and then an admin DM'd me and said, I don't remember what they said, something. Then this morning, I'm not in the TFF chat anymore.
Huh? They kicked you from the chat?
They kicked me from the chat for trying to make Furs happy by posting one video that I alerted I was going to post.
What's TFF's problem?
I don't know. They don't like me. And it's a huge chat. It's got 2,000. I think last night, well, I got Rain to join last night, which pushed it at 2,000. So I was actually even helping the chat. And they...
now it's down to 1,999
because they lost me. So anyway, I that's my rant about that. I'm a little unhappy about that.
Well, yeah, you should be, because you're not doing anything wrong.
I'm not only wrong, but trying to do something right. And I've had, and a few weeks ago when I got muted, and I've rambled about this on my Twitter, both a few weeks ago and last night. And I've had some Furs say, I've had some nice positive responses from Furs about how bad that was that they did that to me. So that was really nice that they did. And a few weeks ago, well, I won't say anything else I said a few weeks ago, but I was a little more understanding a few weeks ago, but now I'm like, what is wrong with me that I'm trying to make?
Maybe you should.
I say
maybe
it
you should talk to one of the. Maybe you should talk to one of the admins and say, "Hey, what's the deal? Why are you banning me, kicking me out of the chat for just posting videos that's furry related?"
They think it's advertisement, and it's not advertisement. And I tell them it's not advertisement, but they still have this problem with me for whatever reason. And
I wonder if it's a bot that's doing it, and it just doesn't allow. Is there any other videos posted on their chat?
I've wanted to go find out, but I can't now because I'm kicked.
Well,
but it's not a bot because an admin like right away DM'd me, and it wasn't like a bot talking. It was like actual words and stuff. So
weird.
I don't know.
Very strange.
So that's my rant, and and this is a week before. Well, as of this recording, I'm at TFF,
right.
But this happened a week ago. So I was kicked from the TFF chat a week before the con. It's like
yes. What's the
So that's my rant, and all you Furs, I'm so sorry for trying to make you happy. That you had to kick me.
Don't ever do that again.
No, never. I'm never gonna try. I'm not.
Apparently, Texas Furs are sad. They want to stay sad.
Must stay sad. I'm not hugging any fur at TFF. I tell you, because they definitely don't want me to. Obviously.
At least not the admin.
At least not the admins. Right. Yeah. Every other fur, yes, but the admins are left out. Definitely. Oh well. Thank you for letting me go on that rant.
Well, you're quite welcome. But I have a question for you.
You do.
And this is gonna take us into the past today.
Okay.
So last week, you told a joke that was, I think it was given to you by Ziggy. And
yes, Ziggy told,
about don't challenge death to a pillow fight.
Right. Yes.
And you said the punchline was, unless you want to fear the Reaper, and you said cushions. Now, what's a cushion? I have to ask you.
Did I say cushion? I didn't mean to say cushion. I said it wrong.
Cushions.
I messed up the joke. That's what I did. That's what I did.
Well, I know what the joke was. I think everybody else got it. But do me a favor. When you sit on your couch, what is it you sit on?
A cushion.
A cushion. So it's the Reaper cushions.
Yep, I said it wrong. I messed up the joke.
Cushions.
I admit it.
It's okay, but I was just wondering what a cushion was.
Maybe it's a... That doesn't make any sense. I was going to say maybe it's a poodle that's sitting on a couch. So it's a... No,
that would be a cushion.
I know. See, that doesn't work either. I'm going to
stop trying. If it was a cat sitting on the couch, it could be a cushion.
It could. Or a camel.
It's a cat, yes. A camel, yes.
Or a caterpillar.
Or an old guy that's an old coot. He's sitting on the cushions.
That's right.
The cushions. Yeah, no, okay. And then I have to ask you, did you find out if Charleston Rat is a statistician or not?
I did. So for all you well, I'll keep you waiting just to shout out to last week for all you furs. Listen to last week's episode where we talked about Charleston Rat. Has this, apparently he actually has a series, Facts About the Furry Fandom, where he says a bunch of facts. And so this was his 4th video he put out recently, and we talked about that. And it came up, is he a statistician or not? They did this, which Barely just asked. So now I'll say I did find out, no, he's not. Actually, in the intro to his paper, I don't know how I missed it last week, but in the intro to his paper, he admits, no, I'm not a statistician. I'm doing my best to collect all this stuff. Now, it turns out, though, in his previous 3 Facts About Furry Fandom videos, he got the data was already out there. In fact, most of the data, for example, came from Fur Science. So so he tried to make sure all the data was reputable and stuff like that. But for this particular video, there was no data already out there. So he had to get all the data he could by himself. And so I think especially knowing that he's not a statistician and he's just out there trying to do the best he can, he did a really good job.
Okay. Very cool.
Very good paper.
Do you have your joke book handy?
I do. Okay.
Read me the author's name.
The author's name is Hugh Murmy.
Okay. Does that tickle your funny bone at all?
Hugh, I have a feeling it should. Hugh Murmy. If you were me? No.
Say it fast together.
Humor me.
Humor me.
Oh! I have missed that. Wow.
You have, and I missed it until last week when you said it's authored by Hugh Murmy, and I was like, wait a minute.
Murmy, yes. Now I can't not hear it.
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. And don't you love how long, like even after you basically told me I couldn't get it, but I got it. It's great.
That's stuff. All I have for the past today.
Okay, so I only have well, I had the Charleston Rat thing, but then also I was noting that last week you talked about how for your birthday, among other things, you're going to Vegas and you're going to do the stratosphere jump thing.
Yes.
So I watched a video. Crazy scare stuff that, whoa. You just jump and then there's an X marks the spot basically and you land there.
Pretty much.
And it's scary. Yep. And you're going to do that. Oh my cow.
I'm going to do that.
When's that again?
I'll be leaving home on the 30th of March. And I will be back on the 6th of April.
So full week.
A full week.
Wow. Are you going with anyone?
Oh, there are people coming and going while I'm staying there.
Oh, cool.
Because a lot of people can't stay for the full week, so they're coming to spend a couple of days with me down there and do some things.
That's cool. So you don't have to put up with the same people for the entire week. You're like, absolutely, I'm tired of Chad and Phil now. I'm ready for someone else. Oh, get out of here. Yep. Oh, look, there's someone else. How amazing.
Yes, and also I've made it very clear to everybody that's coming to visit and do things in Vegas with me that I will have my schedule of things I'm going to do. And if they want to tag along when I do it, great. If they don't, that's fine too.
That's fine.
I'm still going to go do it.
You're doing your stuff. No, good for you.
I'm doing me. You can tag along if you want. You don't want to tag along? Go sit by the pool. Go do whatever you want because I'm going to go do this.
Good for you. Stick to your guns.
Yep.
I don't know what that is, but there.
And I have one friend that's coming down, and he says, well, I don't want to do any of the stuff you're doing. I was like, okay. He says, but we go out to dinner one night. I was like, okay. So he's going to do his own thing, but he's just using my birthday as an excuse to go to Vegas.
To go to Vegas. No, that's smart. That's smart too.
Which is fine. That's good. Which is absolutely fine. Yeah. So any furs that want to come down to Vegas, I'm staying at the Mirage starting the night of March 30th. And we'll be there until April 6th. So any furs that come in, if you want to help celebrate my birthday or do some fun things with me, hit me up on Telegram. I'll be there. Hit me up on any of the other various apps that I'm on, and we can hang out if you want.
Nice, so very cool. Go hang out with Barely. You'll have it'll be a better time in Vegas if Barely's there. So all you furs, go hang out with Barely. That's what I have to say.
There you go. Okay, should we get to That's Just Stupid or News of the Odd?
Yes, we should. Right now.
Are you stupid or something? stupid is, as stupid does, sir.
Okay. Well, I only have one thing for stupid news, and it's really not stupid. It's just kind of odd. So Joel was a lost cockatiel.
Oh, that's cute.
He was lost.
Oh, poor Joel.
He was perched on a Ferris wheel 100 feet in the air.
Oh, cute.
So he was on the top of the Ferris wheel. Oh. Employees inspecting a giant Ferris wheel in South Carolina ended up rescuing a lost cockatiel found perched on the ride about 100 feet above the ground.
Oh.
Skywheel in Myrtle Beach said in a Facebook post that workers were completing their daily wheel check climb to inspect the ride when they spotted a cockatiel hopping around on the ride about 100 feet in the air. Yeah. He's a bird. He got up there somehow, right? It's not like he's going to fall and hurt himself.
He's not too worried. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So a worker held out his arm, and the cockatiel came to him and allowed itself to be carried back down the ladder to the ground. It was passed off to another worker whose mother was able to contact some friends who remembered seeing a flyer from about the lost bird.
Oh, really? Those flyers do work. That's amazing.
Yes, the cockatiel was identified as Joel. He's been missing for over a week, and he was reunited with his owner, and everybody is happy.
Well, that's
including
cool.
The bird.
It is a little odd, but also really cute and fun. I like it.
Really cute and fun.
I like it. Uh-huh. And it's also cute and fun that they named their cockatiel Joel. I mean, there's got to be a story there. I mean, pull the cockatiel.
I mean, Joel the cockatiel. Hey, Joel. How you doing?
Hey, Joel. How you doing? Oh, yeah. Just hanging around.
Joel?
Okay. Yeah. I realized why they must have named their cockatiel Joel. So that on Christmas they can sing Joel, Joel. Okay, that was dumb, but I did that.
You did that, yes. wouldn't Joel? If they were singing Joel, wouldn't that be Superman's dad? Wasn't that his dad's name?
Was it? Might have been. I don't know.
On the planet, on planet Krypton, not on Earth. But I think his name was Joel.
I'm gonna have to write this down and find this out. Superman's dad name.
I think so.
Very possible. So. I don't remember.
Anyway, let's get to media.
Oh, wow. What happened there?
Wow, what happened? What was that? Did you? Was a cockatiel in your brain?
I did. I ate a cockatiel and it didn't like it, so it's out now.
it's out now. Okay, so spit out those feathers. So last weekend, I was at the beach house helping with a few projects, and when we were finished, we were tired and we plopped down on the couch and turned on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
This was about, I want to say, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. At 3 o'clock in the morning, we were done with watching all of the first season of Hannah.
Okay, so you like this show.
and the first 8 episodes of season 2. So we watched 20 episodes of Hannah.
Well,
in 12 hours.
I'm going to have to write this down and check that out. Yeah. So what's this? I haven't heard of this show. What's it about?
It's a couple years old. I think it's like 5 or 6 years old, but it's on Amazon Prime, and it's about it's along the same lines as like Stranger Things, a kid that's got powers.
Oh, okay.
And they're trying to protect the kid and protect the CIA that's taking care of everything. Yeah, it's just one of those kind of shows, but it's not bad.
Apparently, it's not too bad.
Of course, we could have just been tired too. We're just like,
I don't want to move.
The next one.
I don't want to get up.
Yeah. And I did watch the newest episode of South Park when I got home, and this one is about toilet paper.
Yes.
Have you watched that one yet?
I was on my I didn't have anything big to say about it other than just yesterday I watched that episode. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we're both catch up. Yeah, very. I have some friends. We went over to it was really interesting because we have some friends where we went over to their house, a month ago. They had actually got some of these newfangled bidet toilets that are like all fancy and voice activated or whatever. And then, then I'm watching this episode of South Park, and of course they're talking all about that.
Right.
And like in South Park, they're explaining some of the things that the toilet does, like you enter a room and the sound comes on, and they're saying things that, like when we were at a friend's house, they were saying the exact same things. This toilet does this, and like South Park. Once again, South Park has it like to a T, spot on. Matt and Trey are so smart. So that was just very, very interesting. But yeah, it was a good, entertaining episode. Good note about the conspiracy theory. No spoilers, but you first watch this episode and you can find out about the conspiracy happening with the toilet paper. It's a pretty big thing. It goes like way up the line. Way up.
Way up it goes all the way up the crack.
Oh my cow. Well, chicken steaks. Chicken steaks. Indeed.
Yes.
So what else have we been watching? Agretsuko season 5 is out. I haven't watched any episodes yet because I found out about that but I mentioned that last week, I think, and I still haven't watched any episodes. So that's anticlimactic. Yes. We're watching the Mindy Project. We finished season 1 today. Did I talk about that last week?
You did.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it, but I know of it. So
yeah, it's actually. So we watched the last episode of season 1 today. There's 6 seasons out. It's really good, actually. It starts out pretty good, but we didn't know how it would go. But it's pretty good. I recommend it. Check it out. Mm-hmm. So a while ago, I talked about watching. It's a Netflix show, Outer Banks. I don't know if you remember. Yes. And a new season, the season 3 came out recently, and we watched it and finished it, and it's really good. Towards the end, it gets Indiana Jones-ish. It's kind of interesting how that happened. Have you seen any of the Outer Banks yet?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. Takes care of that.
Yes.
It's actually pretty good. I really like it. And then another thing so I think, if I remember right, you and Rain have talked about that you've seen Lockwood and Company.
Yes.
And I think you both said you really, really like it.
Yes.
We tried starting it.
Uh-huh.
And we couldn't understand half of what they were saying.
Oh, because you can't understand their accents.
Especially the female. It's like...
Yeah.
So we had no idea what's going on. I still don't. We only got halfway through the episode and we stopped. So I don't know if we like it or not because we couldn't understand anything.
Well, put the closed captioning.
We should put the closed captioning. Just like you said you did with, what was that? The horrible...
The Scottish one.
That
Scottish one that you recommended.
Well, I didn't recommend.
Yeah.
I want to go on record by saying I did not recommend. I mentioned because we watched it and both of us were like, after the first episode, like, this is the most horrible thing I've ever seen. What is even going on? It's not entertaining. But then, there was like 9 seasons and we're like, well, someone's got to like it. So we tried watching it again, much to our chagrin. An hour and a half later, even though they're only half-hour episodes, but it sure felt like an hour and a half. So no, we don't like it. I want all you first to know, I do not recommend this show. It's called Still Game. But yeah, so as Barely said, he had to put on the closed caption so he could understand half of what they were saying. And it's still a really horrible show. Anyway, so maybe we should do that with Lockwood and Company.
I'm used to listening to British accents, so British accents I can pick up real easily and do them. I can do them quite nicely, actually. I can hear them and understand it quite nicely.
You read my mind because I was just going to say, give us a British accent, and you did before you even had to say anything. That's amazing how you read my mind.
It's bloody hell. All right, then.
Penguin on the telly.
What are we going to do?
Penguin on the telly.
What are we going to do? There's a penguin on the telly. How'd that penguin get on the telly? Maybe it came from the zoo. No, it didn't. Wait, if it came from the zoo, it would have property of the zoo stamped on it. They don't stamp animals property of the zoo. How are they going to stamp a lion? They stamp them when they're small.
So you first shout out to whichever episode that was when we did that Faulty Tower sketch. And oh
no, that's Monty Python.
What did I say? Faulty Tower? I meant Monty Python. Oh, I am so wrong once again.
But it's a good crossover because John Cleese was in both. So there you go.
He was.
He was, yes.
That is very, very true.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, would you like to know a trivia question about the Monty Python troupe?
I would love to.
So, do you know where they got their start?
In a zoo?
They were all going to school in Oxford, and they were in the Oxford Footlights, which was an improv group.
Oh, okay.
And then they formed Monty Python's Flying Circus.
From that, wow.
Right. The first episode of Monty Python and the Flying Circus was actually called Ethel the Frog.
I did not know that. I'm gonna write that down. I have to check that out. Ethel the Frog, and see if
Ethel the Frog.
Not next week because I won't be here next week, but week after next, we'll see if I watch Ethel the Frog.
Would you like to? You know what? I was going to do this or that, but I want to do something different.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I want you to give me any letter of the alphabet.
Q.
Q. Okay. Now I want you to give me a number between 133 and 135. And it can be 133
or 135. I'm going to go with 134 and go crazy.
134. Okay. Now, 1 or 2?
1.
Okay, 1. So what I'm doing is I asked you to give me a letter because this is my book on weird word origins, which I forgot that I had. So you chose Q, and I went to the Q book, and then it says 134, and you said 2, which is the number right there, and that's the second word. And the word is quibble.
That's a fun word. It's a fun word.
2 stereotypical characteristics of lawyers lie behind the word quibble. A petty or trivial objection. Why can't I talk? I don't know. Words are hard for me today.
Words are hard, including quibble.
Yes. Quibble. One is the tendency for lawyers to use high-blown language, and the other is to be obsessed with details, many of which you and I would call petty trivialities, but which a lawyer would no doubt call fine distinctions. Sounds like shades of truth, perhaps. I don't know. Quibble is probably a diminutive form of quib, which came to us from the Latin word quibus. This last term is a form of the pronoun qui, meaning who or which.
That's French. Q-U-I. That's French.
Q-U-I. Okay. Well, it's actually Latin.
Oh.
No, I guess. Yeah, well, I guess everything comes from Latin eventually, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In legal texts for phrases such as to whom or from whom, the frequency of which Latin lawyers used such terms meant that quibus became associated with petty details of all kinds. The English word quib refers to a kind of evasiveness where the person's argument depended on either a trivial circumstance or on some small difference between words, or on a subtle parsing of words' meaning, or the subtle parsing of a word's meaning. For example, President Clinton's famous defense, "It depends on what the meaning of the word is," fits the bill. No pun intended. Nicely here. There you go.
Nice.
CEUs earned all around.
All around. And also, when you petty detail, it makes the pup very happy. Petty detail. I was proud of myself for actually coming up with that just now because you said petty detail in what you were reading, and I did that.
Okay. Well, with that, shall we get to that section of our show that is so often, fast forwarded through furries in the news?
Yes, it is, because they are, I said so equibly. They are petty detail. Nope, they're not petty detail. They are
Yes. Breathe. Please breathe. Thank you.
In the
Whoa.
Bark.
Whoa there.
Chicken steaks.
Chicken steaks. Chicken steaks.
That was interesting. I'm not really sure what happened there.
Hard to find those T-bones on the chicken steaks. Anyway. Well, the first thing on the stories of the news is a Boston College professor assigns his students to make their own fursonas and has furries come to class.
Nice.
A Boston professor who has an alpaca fursona assigned his students to create their own for a class assignment. A tenured professor with Boston College assigned students to make their own fursonas and invited furries to visit his beast literature class. And according to tweets and the course website, Christopher Holt an associate professor specializing in Latin literature, there's Latin again, tweeted photos on February 23rd of a classroom full of furries, and they are people who dress as animals and take on fictional personas. Holt said that students thinking I'm a weirdo is nothing new. That's my brand since preschool, and I don't especially care.
Good for you, Mr. Bolt.
He went on to say the gap between how wholesome and positive my furry class days actually were and how degenerate and meaningless outsiders imagined they were is breathtakingly funny and sad. The Boston College Classical Studies Department announced Polt's Beast Literature class in October as one of the new advanced classical literature seminars.
We are advanced as furs.
Now, you had asked, did we know how the administration feels? Since they didn't not ban it, and they published it in their synopsis, I guess they approved of it.
Which means they clearly cannot be TFF admins, because they didn't just go and ban it.
Right? Yes.
Oh, nice. Well, that's very cool. That's very cool.
Our next story comes from Arizona. There's a rumor going on around the Arizona area that there's an anti-furry bill in Arizona in their legislature, making it a misdemeanor to be a furry in the state of Arizona.
But what about her husband, Mr. Demeanor?
Mr. Meaner.
Mr.
Yes. Mr. Meaner. Well, here's the thing. It's a fake thing. It's not real at all. It's a fake thing. It's a hoax. Somebody put it up there. Some Twitter person started just ranting and raving that how much they hate furries, and they think that it's a way for him to troll furries to do things mean on Twitter.
On that note, I mean, I know you have another thing, but it's on that note. I think you heard about Vancouver, the thing that happened in Vancouver. Just it would have been as of this recording, a few weeks ago. Someone called in the SWAT team on to Vancouver and, said there was, bombs or something, and was claiming there was a big bomb threat. And the SWAT team came in and everything like that. It turns out it wasn't. It was someone trying to ruin the FurCon.
Wow.
No one got hurt, but a lot of people were scared all of a sudden because, the SWAT team is and bomb threats and stuff. But there was nothing. No one got hurt. Yeah. Everyone was okay. But there's a lot of, Telegram chats and channels and people posting things and stuff. Vancouver, then actually when it was all done and taken care of, Vancouver posted and said, we're so sorry this happened. Please don't post any more about it because there's no reason to. It's just a stupid thing that happened. So anyway, I'm if any of you furs were at Vancouver when this happened, I'm glad you're okay, and I'm sorry that it was so scary.
I'm sorry that somebody felt they had to do that to ruin somebody's good time.
I know, right?
That's just...
Oh, my cow.
Well, okay.
I think Aerosmith said it best when he said, there's something wrong with the world today, and I don't know what it is.
There's something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is.
That's true.
But then...
That's true.
Weird Al, of course, knew the answer to what that was, in a way, when he responded with, there's something weird in my fridge today. I just don't know what it is.
There's something weird in the fridge today. I don't know what it is.
Something I can't recognize. Okay.
I agree.
Anyway, you have some more furries in the news.
It was probably chicken thighs.
It was probably chicken thighs to go along with the chicken steak.
Yes. So the headline reads, furries sexually harass characters and get kicked from Disney Park.
Okay.
A former character actor performer spoke about repeated harassment he received while portraying Nick Wilde, an anthropomorphic fox from Walt Disney Animation Studios' Zootopia. Nick Wilde and his bunny counterpart, Judy Hopps, aren't regular meet and greet characters. They appear on parade floats and at special events like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, etc., etc., etc. The former Disney cast member's stories might explain why. He says, if you're not aware, a large number of people in the furry community find Nick Wilde highly attractive.
This is a true thing.
You can just imagine the number of people in that community who flirted with me and or Judy and whispered some pretty sexual things to us while they were in character.
Okay.
With their almost human-like figures, Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps have become popular idols in the furry community. I I don't know that they're popular idols. I think Rocket is more of an idol in the furry community than Nick Wilde. I mean, yes, everybody was falling all over Nick Wilde when he came out, but it's kind of
But Rocket's kind of
off.
just permuted, or not the word permuted is not the right word, but you know what the word is.
Yes.
Maintained that status.
Yes. There you go. Yep. Another interested guest grabbed his tie and then was escorted out of the Magic Kingdom park.
Oh.
The moral of the story is, and it's good for all of the stories, don't be inappropriate with the Disney characters when you go to Disneyland or Disney World.
It's kind of funny that they have to, like, it's a funny sentence. It's a good sentence. It's just funny. It's why do you have to even say that?
There are real people inside those character costumes, and there are legitimate consequences for that kind of behavior. So don't do it. Please don't do it. You know, I just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Oh, and finally, sort of kind of finally, because the next one's in the news, but not really in the news. The University Furries was a new group formed at the University of Maryland. The founder, Logan Fitzgerald, is many things. He's a junior at the University of Maryland, majoring in computer engineering and French, and he's a DJ. And he's a member of the newly formed University Furries, a new student organization at this university. It's dedicated to uniting furries of all types.
Cool.
And they have a Terp link page, which I did not know what a Terp link page was.
I don't either. I had never heard that until you just said it.
And so I clicked on the link, and it's basically the college's information page about all the different groups.
Oh, okay. It's specific to that college. Okay.
So it's specific to that college and specific to that. So that link goes to that furry website or that furries. It outlines what the group is about, who the president is, all that stuff. So it's cool. I don't know what Terp stands for, but it has something to do with the University of Maryland, I'm sure.
I might have to check that out just to see. Sounds good. Good.
Yeah. All right. Now, there is a magazine called Game Pure. It's GAMEPUR, and it's an online magazine, and they rated the 10 best furry games worth playing.
Oh, nice.
Yes, the 10 best furry games. Now,
and this is a non-furry centric magazine?
Yes, it's just a gaming magazine.
Oh, but they went for the furry. I like this. I like it.
They went to the 10 best furry games worth playing. Now, they didn't rank them in order. They just listed them alphabetically because they said they're all as good as each other.
Okay. So
they didn't rank them as bad or, which was better. So the very first one, I think you played it, is Animal Crossing.
Nice. Yes, definitely.
Yep. While you don't get to play as an anthropomorphic character animal yourself, Animal Crossing New Horizons is still one of the best furry games in the market. That's what they said. And the next one is Astatos. I've never heard of this one.
Neither have I.
It's a digital card game.
Ooh, I like those.
So if you like that, Astatos will scratch your itch with a furrier exterior to boot. That's what their sign says.
I'm definitely gonna have to check that. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I'm gonna play that tonight. I'm like really excited now.
And then the next one is called Backbone. If you're after a furry game that's a little less cutesy and a little more dark, then Backbone it is.
Yep.
It's a post-noir narrative adventure in a world of anthropomorphic animals.
Yep. Yeah.
Gruesome investigation. Yes.
I have that. I haven't played it too much, but I have that. And it is. It's like just as it says, it's like a detective kind of dark detective, and you play a raccoon as the main detective, and it's a pretty popular game. I hear a lot of furs that play it.
Okay. The next one is called Beacon Pines, and their little blurb says, if you don't care what a game is like as long as it has beautiful free artwork, then Beacon Pines is exactly what you need.
Nice. Very nice.
So
okay.
Beautiful artwork.
They're upfront about that. It's like you may hate this game, but if you like artwork, that you'll like it.
Yep. It says, it's a very charming and perfect for those looking for a creepy story that utilizes furry aesthetics. Okay.
Okay.
The next one is called Bear and Breakfast. Don't be confused by the cute art style. Bear and Breakfast is an in-depth management game where a great story is at its core. You play as a bear that happens to inherit a log cabin and decides to set up an Airbnb. So there you go. Bear and Breakfast, B&B. Yeah. You're muted, by the way.
This is like, there's a lot of games I want to like try out all of a sudden. This is like a lot of good stuff. I'm glad you brought this up. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it.
Okay. The next one is called Blush Blush. You become responsible for a dreadful curse that's transformed 12 hot men into animals.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
The only way to free them is to date them and show them your love.
Oh, that sounds cute. Okay.
There you go. All right. The next one is called FixFox. And it says, do you fancy going on an epic adventure on an alien planet where everyone is either a furry or a robot?
Yes.
Then FixFox will sort this out for you.
Another game I want to play. Oh my cow. This is great.
There you go. And I have all the links in our show notes. So you can just click on them when we're done. And it'll right there. Okay. The next one is called Kays and the Wild Masks.
Oh, that's just Kays.
This game is a hidden indie gem for furries that's got a decent community on its Stream page. So it comes from Steam, not Stream, but Steam. Okay. It's a 2D platformer with a simple enough story. The next one is called My Furry Neighbor.
Oh.
It's a nice, comfortable furry game, according to the write-up. You know exactly what you're getting into with this one. You live a simple life until your new neighbor moves in and flips it on its head.
On its head! Dun, dun, dun!
Because it's a furry. All right. Every furry that plays this game is happy with the visual novel style and the potential outcomes of your conversations with this foxy lady.
Okay.
Da-da-da.
Literally.
and finally, the last one is called Timberborn.
Timber.
In Timberborn, humans are long gone. In their place are beavers, giving rise to the first lumberpunk game you'll probably ever play.
Really? Cool.
Lumberpunk, yes.
Yeah.
A deep city building and management title that will push you to your limits. There's not even a human in sight.
Wow, nice.
So there you go.
I like this. I like
best furry games for furries.
Gonna have to.
Steven's gonna be up till 2 a.m. playing these games.
I'm actually literally I wag. I'm really glad you put this in here because I hadn't heard about most of these. I do want to give a shout out since we're on that note. There's this furry game called Armello. You can get it on Steam. And it's really cool. It's a turn-based, kind of a board game thing, but a turn-based thing. And as I say, it's on Steam. You can get it. It's not very expensive. And you play anthropomorphic. Like there's a rat and there's I think there's an otter and there's the king of the town is a lion and everything. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty nice little turn-based board tabletop type game if you like those type of things. So check it out. It's called Armello, Armello. So with that and all these other wonderful games that Barry has just mentioned, all you furs are just set for life. That's all I have to say.
Pretty much. All right, let's get to our upcoming events, unless you have something for the news.
I don't. All I have to do is let's get to upcoming events, because I don't have anything for the news.
Okay. Well, the very first one is where you are at right now. So the episode that I named this episode Time Shift because we're recording it, but the very first thing we're talking about is March 16th through the 19th at Texas Furry Fiesta. Well, that's the day that this drops.
That's where I am right now.
You are there right now.
Wondered why when
this drops. Yes.
Okay, got it.
So
very smart.
So you're here with me, but you're there now.
With them.
Ooh.
With
them.
Dun, dun, dun.
Not hugging their admins.
Right. Yeah, no, I am not. They're not hugging their admins, that's for sure.
Yes. And you are at the Sheridan Dallas in Dallas, Texas. Yes.
Oh, I like it. I love how in the show notes you put OMC, you're there right now.
I am, yes. I did.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay. If you can't be in Texas Furry Fiesta, you can follow the admins up to Canada, where they are at the Fernal Equinox in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at the Weston Harbor Castle. The following weekend, the 23rd to the 26th, is Fernion in Alicante, Spain, at the Marriott Alicante.
I wonder what that's a pun on, Fernion.
It might be something Spanish.
It must be something Spanish that I don't have any idea. I'm sure it sounds like it's something, though.
Yeah, it does. It actually sounds like, remember the show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
The what?
the television show Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. So the company that put that out was called Fremulon. And that had that put that at the end of every time. So I said Fremulon.
Fremulon.
Okay.
Now it's Ferneon.
Anyway. Ferneon, yes. The same weekend, the 24th and 26th of March, is Motor City Furry Con in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Also happening that same weekend in Pikeville, Tennessee, is the Woods Flock 2023.
Woods Flock.
And also, if you're not in Tennessee and you want to go to Bangkok, Thailand, you can go to Thai Tales there.
Like, why would you want to be in Tennessee when you can go to Bangkok? I mean, come on.
Right? I mean, there you go. Fur Square 2023 is happening April 6th through the 9th in Brookfield, Wisconsin. Wow. That same weekend, or that same weekend.
So that's the seam. I mean, that's what it seems if you're going to fix the seam on a fursuit and then you gleam the seam with the, I'm going, okay, keep going. I don't know what's going on.
There you go. I don't know. The, where was I at? Oh, I was at the Golden State Furcon in Los Angeles, California.
I hear that's a good one.
April 6th, or the 7th through the 9th. 7th through the 11th of April is the Fantastic in Saint-Prix, France. And then April 14th through the 16th, you have two. You can go to Portland, Maine, and go to Furcation Land 2023. Or you can go to Las Vegas, to the Las Vegas FurCon, April 14th through the 16th. Now, I will not be there because I will have already been to Vegas.
Yeah, you're just missing it.
And I'm missing this. Had I paid attention, I probably would have scheduled my trip
for then,
so that I could have been there for the Las Vegas.
Yeah, that wasn't on my radar either. But it's a new one though, and I think I haven't heard too much about it. I think it's pretty good. I don't know. And Furcation Land, that must be a new one because I haven't heard of that. I don't think.
I haven't heard that one either. Yeah, and that's in Portland, Maine. So it's an American one.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's common for us not to hear of the European ones or the French ones or the.
But we've usually heard of all the. But there's a lot of them coming up in the next few months. That's exciting. I wag.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's how many on the same weekend? 1, 2.
And
then there's
1,
2, 3, 4 on the same weekend, and then 1, 2,
3, 4
on the same weekend.
Yeah, wow, it's
so
crazy times.
There's a lot going on all over the country.
All over the cow.
None are in Arizona though. You'll notice because they have that hoax about.
Oh right, yeah. I mean, that's done. That's done.
That's done.
Only the TFF admins are in Arizona right now.
Right. They're all in jail for being a furry.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you, sir, have some math?
I do. I have a little. I don't think it'll take long to talk about, but I think it's kind of interesting. We'll see what you think. It might be useful for you to have something to write with.
Okay. Do I need something to write on?
That would actually be helpful if you had both of those items, yes.
Okay. Pen and the pepper.
The pepper. So you might have heard of things called space filling curves.
I have not.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Good, because I'm going to talk about them. Mm-hmm. So there are these things called space filling curves, also known as piano curves. That's Peano, because they were originally discovered by Giuseppe Piano in 1890. And these are like they're curves, right? So we think of curves, they're one-dimensional. And these are one-dimensional curves that fill up a two-dimensional space, which is a little counterintuitive. How can you take a one-dimensional curve and fill up? Like you might imagine it winds around like a whole bunch, but you're still going to miss some points, it seems, because it's only one-dimensional. So how could you fill in 2 dimensions? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool, and this is a real thing. So as I said, in 1890, Piano came up with this original idea, and he came up with an example of something. A year later, in 1981, David Hilbert, very, very smart German mathematician, by the way. Mm-hmm. Side note, I've talked about before Hilbert's 10 big problems. Well, this is the same David Hilbert of that. Very smart guy. But he had another example of a space filling curve. And so you can, this is what you're going to do now. I'll have you draw just the first few iterates of it. And it's an iterative process. So the first one is, if you draw a square, we're going to try and fill up the square. So
I've drawn a square.
you can divide that into 4 smaller squares.
Okay.
And your curve, the first stage of your curve is connect each of those centers with 3 line segments. So you make like a U. You take that top left square, take the middle, and draw down, and draw over, and draw up.
Got it. So like a smile on the squares.
You've got a smile on the squares, exactly. So that's the first stage. Now the next stage is you can take those 4 squares and divide them all up into 4 smaller squares. So now you've got, 16 squares.
Okay.
And if you do it right, you can do the same thing. You can connect all those centers of those squares with, let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, with line segments. And let me just help you out. The way to do this is if you start at the top left square again and go to the right to the next center square over. Then down and then to the left. So you've got a smiley face on its side.
On its side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now go down 2 centers. And then go over 1. And then go up. And then, you've got to avoid that next center. So now you go right. And then you'll mirror what you did. So now you're going to go down, over to the right, up to, make a smiley face, just pointing the other direction.
Yeah, I did something wrong. It looks like I have an elephant.
I
don't know how I have an elephant.
I don't either. But it's right. That does look like an elephant. All you furs, he just drew an elephant.
Okay, so let me make a box. Let me make another one here. So boink, 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 and we got a happy face, and then we boink, boink,
down,
boink, boink, boink,
over,
boink. So you go doop, 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 down 2, boink, boink, over 1, one more again,
and up, and then from there go over to the right. So don't retrace. Then go down, over, up to, and then fill out the rest with a smiley face pointing the other direction.
Okay, got it.
So you've got a symmetric thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the second stage. Now the next stage is you divide all those squares into 4 more squares, and then you do the same type of thing. You just have to think about it for a second about which way you go, but you can connect the centers of all the squares, and you get a nice symmetrical thing and stuff. And then you do it again and again and again and again. And then the what's called the quote unquote limit, meaning like at infinity, if you were to do this forever, you get a space filling curve. So this is a curve that in the end, it does cross itself, which is interesting because you don't cross yourself at all the entire step, but eventually in the very end, you cross yourself, you hit every point in the square. You don't miss anything. So because of this, what you have in the end is a 2-dimensional thing that you filled up a 2-dimensional square with a 1-dimensional curve. Very, very interesting and cool and counterintuitive and kind of hurts the brain a little bit to think about. And this is called a space filling curve. And in the same way, you can do the same thing and get volume filling curves. So you can take a cube, 3-dimensional cube, and for example, connect all the things in the right way, and you get with a 1-dimensional curve and you fill it up, and it's and you can imagine people have probably asked, like, well, can you do like 4 and 5 dimensions and stuff? And yeah, I mean, it's out there. It's very, very cool, interesting stuff. So if any of you furs are really interested in this thing, they're called space filling curves or piano curves. They fall under the branch of math called topology, a branch of math that this pup really loves and stuff. And it's very cool and lots of very interesting properties that come out of these things. So there you have it. That is my math for the week.
And I can attest to every fur out there that he does like topography, because on many a trip to FurCons, he will be reading topography textbooks on the trip. And
I will have to correct you because it's topology for all you furs out there. This is very common misconception. Topography is the study of maps.
Maps, yes. Sorry. Topology
is a branch of math not related to maps at all. So,
not related to maps at all, or no. I'm sorry. I apologize. I misspoke.
Although I will say, and we talked about this a long time ago when I talked about the Brouwer fixed point theorem on the show as part of the math segment. And this is something about how you can, do stuff and you get a fixed point. So the example I used and the way I think about this now is because you can take a map of, say, the United States or something, or of your city, and crumple it up. As long as you don't rip any part of the map, you can crumple it up. And like if it's laying on the floor, you pick it up, crumple it up, and then flatten it back out and put it in the exact same place that you had it on the floor. Even though it's like been rotated and crumpled and all crazy mismatch, there is at least one spot, one little point that has not moved from when you picked it up and put it back down, which is really cool and amazing. And again, if any of you furs are interested in that, that comes from something in topology called the Brouwer fixed point theorem. So there's more math I had to say about that I didn't know I was going to talk about.
More math.
Wow. Very cool.
Well, this was going to be a short episode because we're done.
Oh my cow!
We have zipped through everything today, and
we did it.
There you go. I certainly hope. I'm hoping you're having a good time at TFF right now.
I hope so too. We'll find out.
I hope you're having a great time.
I'll have to report back next week.
It'll be interesting if somebody's listening to this there and is looking at you, going, "Wait a minute." Anyway,
what?
Yes. We're looking forward to your Pup on the Con interviews. That's I know you're going to go walking around and talk to folks over there, furs over there.
And hopefully I'll get a chance to interview Big Cat Derek, the kind of our spokesperson for thing for CARE, which is TFF's charity. So I'm hoping to be able to interview him and pop that on the show for us.
All right. Well, what you should do is find a couple of admins to talk to and ask them why they banned you. See if they'll give you a reason. I
definitely do that. Like,
yes.
Okay, you didn't expect this to have so much repercussions, Mr. Admin, but
here you go.
Yes. Here we go.
Why did you ban the table?
Oh my cow! Right. I was thinking, and I'm actually going to probably tweet this. I should suggest, because like all these tweets, even from like a few weeks ago, I was even gonna and back then I thought, well, maybe I'll just delete all these tweets because, well, maybe it's not right. But I decided, no, I'm going to keep them for the mystery, the
keep them up there.
Intrigue. So, but I was thinking I should tweet, some fur out there that believes this is wrong, make a TFF chat called No Banning Taben TFF chat.
There you go.
And we'll stand up for our rights. We will stand up for our rights.
Yes, and sit down for your lefts.
And all right, for our lefts.
Stand up for your rights and sit down for your lefts. Let's let this go. Let people get to other things. Thanks to all the furs for listening into our silly little podcast. We love you all. Remember that you can support the show through donations at Ko-Fi or Patreon, or you can subscribe, quote unquote, on Buzzsprout, or even by buying some Wild Bill's soda, which the link is in the synopsis. Enter BFFT at checkout for a 15% off your entire order. So until next time, I say, moo bark fluff and stay furry. Taben, what are your final words?
Well, thanks for asking. My final words are, yes, thank you so much, all you furs, for joining us on this eve or morning or whenever you're listening to it. I had a great time. I hope you also had a great time, Barely. Thank you so much for being with me for these almost 3 years we've been doing this. It's this great stuff. We do it for ourselves, but we also do it for you first. So we really hope you enjoy it. You learned a lot. There's a lot of CEUs this week. But it's been good times. Good times indeed. So I will be out next week because I will be at TFF right now, but also next week because Spaceship dun crazy. But in a few weeks, I can't wait to bark at ya. Can't wait to listen to Barely and whoever he has sit in for me next week. Do you know who's sitting in for me next week?
Rain, but we're trying to get a couple other furs to come on too.
Oh, have a nice little group thing going on.
Group chat, yes.
Awesome. So all you furs, check that out. It should be good times. And until next time, have a great night, great morning, great day. Bark, bark, and moo bark fluff.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and their guests, and no commercial compensation was granted. The Furcast is produced, recorded and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate editor Rain Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music by Shane Ivers through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on soundcloud.com, and the YouTube Free is library. Social media presences is maintained by Ziggy the Mean Weasel. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFTchat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at ko-fi.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.